Hi, everybody. Christine Chandler coming to you live from home once again.
Chris Chan and Reciprocating Generosity. This past Thursday, Chris received in the mail a new Nintendo Switch from a fan and did an entire video unboxing it, heavily featuring his cat. Now, the purpose of this story is not him receiving a Switch, it is what he did with the letter inside the box. You see, this Switch did not come from your typical White Knight or Chris Chan fan. It came from two new characters who are being introduced into Chris Chan lore. It takes a certain kind of person, and we all know that Chris is a certain kind of person, to open something, especially something that's valuable and worth a lot of money, such as a Nintendo Switch, and not thank the person who gave it to you. Chris didn't mention them by name, say thank you, or even read the letter on camera. What he did do, however, is show off the letter to his camera. He allowed it on screen for long enough to allow people to read exactly what it said. This is unfortunate for the people who sent the Switch to Chris, because there was part of the letter that they did not want known to the public. I am going to read the letter to you now out loud. We hope you enjoy this Nintendo Switch. It's your late birthday gift from us. And I are both fans of your content, but I'd like us to become best friends over time. Do not read what's below on video or mention it online. Us moving to Virginia will be a life-changing event, and you will become our only friend around. This letter was going to be about our plans to move and help you, but we already talked on the phone about those matters. Remember, if you are ever in trouble or need help before we're able to move, just message us first. I'm afraid other people could not be very trusted. It then names both people, one of which I had censored earlier in this message. So from this we are able to gather that there's a couple who are moving to Virginia, probably around the area that Chris lives. They would like to become involved in his life. They would like to become his best friends, and as a peace offering, they have given him a Nintendo Switch. They did not want this information to be shared publicly or online. But Chris, of course, being inconsiderate, did exactly that without knowing. I believe that Chris could also have shown their home address in the video when he showed the outside of the box, as it would have included their return address. However, I cannot confirm this as I did not stop the video to look at it and will not be showing it on my channel. So Chris, in two instances here, was inconsiderate. One, he did not do the common courtesy of thanking these people who had given him a gift. And two, he directly went against their wishes by being so negligent that he did not read their letter, and so he allowed it to be viewable online, which was exactly what they did not want to happen. Whether this is for good or for ill, we will not know until the time comes when we learn more about these two people, but the moral of the story is that Chris is inconsiderate, especially towards people who do good things to him. Perhaps it would be best for these two people who are trying to enter Chris's life, if they are in fact doing it for the purpose of helping him, to back off now, because they will only meet pain and misery if they attempt to help Chris. I do not want to see Chris's situation get worse, and I definitely want people to help him. I just don't know if this kind of manipulation, this kind of giving gifts in order to gain his trust, is the right way to go about it. I don't know what the right way to go about it is, but this seems wrong. Thank you for watching this episode of the Chris Chan Weekly Update. Now, you might notice that this episode was shorter than normal and that I didn't really read from Chris's Twitter, which is what I normally do. Going forward, I'm going to have a new format in which each weekly update is not going to be every single thing that Chris did. It is instead going to be a story about what Chris did during the week. It's going to be a story that has a moral at the end, something about Chris's behavior, something that you can take away from, so that you can now live your life with an example of how not to behave. That is my plan for this series going forward. I will, however, plug some other things at the end. Gino Samuel's Chris Chan documentary is back. He has remade the first 2 episodes at the time of this recording. The comprehensive history is one of the best sources for Christian information, and I highly recommend it. The next episode of Smokey Chris's Beneath the Bridge series is also out. It is about Chris's high school gal pals, and I could not recommend that series more. I actually did a crossover video with Smokey Chris. It is a diss track. It is all done in fun, and it is making fun of some of the more high-profile stories in Chris's past, all set to some dank rap lyrics that I wrote myself. I will have a video coming out this Tuesday that will explain why I follow Chris and how my Chris content is going to change in the future, because I think it needs a serious overhaul, so you can wait until then to understand where I am coming from and why I am making these changes. But for now, I will say that these Sunday videos will be less documenting Chris from now on and more discussing Chris. Thank you for understanding, and thank you for watching.
GiBi here, you spent your whole life with just your screen in your hand. Man, your comic book shit always getting panned. So listen, it ain't another thing that's gonna get you banned. It ain't the work of an enemy stand. Chris Quickville ain't the promised land. And that conducting bay, you're blabbing about in Jesus Christ. And I gotta say, what you did to Megan wasn't very nice. You got kicked from the game place, not just once but twice. So sit the fuck down and let me give your ass some advice. You're never gonna find a boo except a magic sign or two. No one thinks it's real but you. Burn down your house and made the news, and what the fuck's a Brunswick stew? And while we're at it, did we really need to see Gary Stew?